All right, I made one for the boys. Now I'll make one for the girls. Girls, you need to know men are extremely visual creatures. We can fall in love with what is pleasing to the eye. Well, yes, we can fall in love with the character, or we not fall in love. We can continue to love the character of someone that is inside of a shell that is not pleasing to the eye. We can do that. For instance, it's easy to love your mom, your grandma, your aunt, even though they're 400 pounds. We can do that. We do not fall in love with them. Listen, I don't care all this body positivity bullshit. If you weigh 400 pounds at 5'4", you are on your way to a heart attack or a stroke because your triglyceride is through the roof. That means all that sugar that you're eating, it's getting stored everywhere on your body. And when the storage spaces are all full, it starts getting stored in your arteries. Blood pressure's up, your hormones are destroyed, you're on your way to polycystic ovarian syndrome, you're already full-blown insulin resistant, and you're just not going to the doctor for them to tell you, hey, this is diabetes. So you're in avoidance. You're unhappy, you're miserable. Don't lie to yourself on top of it by saying, my true love will love me the way I am. If he can't love me at my worst, he can't have me at my best. Okay, sure. Let's flip the script. He's a lying, cheating, coke snorting porn addict. You gonna love him? Because that's him at his worst. His true love will love him at his worst, won't they? No. No, absolutely bullshit. Don't be a double standarder and then cry about the double standard. If you can't love your 400-pound self when you look in the mirror, stop licking your ass. To take that selfie, you have to wipe all the candy wrappers and all the shit off your bureau because you're miserable. You're in your little room, in your little world, trying to cope with whatever problem is inside your soul. That's not wrong. You're not wrong to have a problem. You're not wrong to try to cope with it. How you are trying to cope with it is deadly. It is bad for your health, and God did not make you to be burdened with this kind of problem. And he especially did not make this a solution. Satan is telling you, eat more, you'll feel better. God said in Proverbs, too much honey is not good. He says, don't be a glutton. Gluttony is sin. He has to punish sin. God has to punish sin. He says, pray and fast, not pray and feast, not snack 17 times a day, not go for fourth meal at Taco Bell at 3 a.m. That's all a sin. He has to punish it. He created a molecule called insulin. Man gave the name insulin, just like Adam gave the name giraffe. But Adam didn't create the giraffe. He just named it. Man did not create the insulin molecule. He just named it. God created the molecule. What is its job? It is for you to be punished for your disobedience. Dopamine is the molecule he made for a reprobate mind. If you're a Christian, if you're a Bible reader, you might know what I'm talking about. If not, go ahead and look it up sometime. Dopamine is the same kind of self-destructive train wreck as insulin. These are just two molecules that the Lord created. The dating apps are filled. About 30% of the women on dating apps are either really ugly or really obese. They're still humans. They're still value. They're still children of God. God created them. And yes, they are burdened, and it's not fair. Ugly is really not fair because there's not much that the person can do to change it. But the pretty face girl that's just 200 pounds too heavy? God said in Isaiah to Israel, have you not done this to yourself? Look me in my eyes and tell me that you didn't know what would happen going to Waffle House and pouring on that syrup every time you don't feel good. If you say, oh, I had no idea, you're lying to me. And you're lying to yourself. You know what you're doing. You're addicted to sugar, just like I was addicted to sugar. And praise the Lord, I only got 50 pounds overweight before I got sick. I actually got sick. I was in the emergency room. I had all kinds of problems. I was in terrible pain. And they couldn't figure it out because they weren't testing me for diabetes because I didn't fit the profile of diabetes. I had to figure that out on my own. Cut out sugar, cut out carbs, refined food, and start lifting to cure my insulin resistance, and all my problems went away. And yours can too. So I'm not here to criticize and condemn you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to be an encouragement. Listen, fat girl, you are wonderfully made. This chubby suit that you're carrying around, it's your self-inflicted prison. Just like I'm a junk hoarder and all this crap I have, it's my own prison. I'm just like you. I'm trapped in an escape room and the door is wide open, but I refuse to go through it. And I know this. I want to go through it, just like you know it. You want to go through it, but you need somebody to push you out of your comfort zone, maybe even to shame you a little, maybe even to make you realize you're keeping yourself here. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. I need to say to myself, quit feeling sorry and clean up your shit. Clean up your mess, dude. I need to say that to myself. And you need to say, hey, ding dong, stop eating ho-hos. Leave the tasty cakes alone. Yeah, you're embarrassed, but go start doing jumping jacks. Start doing something. The cure for you is to stop consuming processed foods, stop eating fruit. Stop. Not that fruit is evil, but right now you need to break insulin resistance. Fruit will help keep you insulin resistant. You need to cut all insulin. How you do that is by eliminating all starches and sugars and processed foods from your diet. Because a lot of your problem is inflammation. That's why you look like a raccoon. That's why your face is this wide and your eyes are sunk 3 inches into your head, because you are swollen. That's why your joints hurt. That's why your back hurts. That's why your knuckles, everything feels sore. The inflammation comes from seed oils and excess sugar. So you have to cut your carbs completely out. And they're addictive. So you're going to have to go through like full-blown withdrawal. You are not going to be able to do this with calorie counting. You are not going to be able to do this with calorie restriction. Because when you restrict calories, your metabolism will downregulate its burning rate. It will go from being a V8 pickup truck to being a 4-cylinder Yaris. It's going to try to keep you at your body weight. You cannot be an insulin-based person who's just eating less food. Your cravings will overpower your will. What you have to do is continue your overeating, but switch the macro group that you are eating. So you're eating Pop-Tarts and Tasty Cakes and freaking bagels and whatever America runs on Dunkin'. No, America gets sick on Dunkin'. America runs on diabetes. So you need to stop going there and replace that sugar-based snacking with saturated fat-based snacking. Not polyunsaturated, not seed oils. Saturated fat like almond, avocado, peanuts, coconut, butter, all the butter you can handle, all of the bacon, all of the lard, all of the hamburgers, even hot dogs are better than a tasty cake for you. I know we're conditioned. Spam would be better. Your insulin resistance is a consequence of sugar. If you cut the sugar and you start making explosive motions, your legs are the biggest muscle group in your body. I know that you can't run because you're too big, but there's no reason why you can't sit your butt down on a chair in the privacy of your own room where you spend your life sad and start jumping out of the chair and lunging in the air. That will cause the muscles in your legs, the mitochondria in those cells, in those fast twitch muscle fibers, those are the ones that make high intensity motions, not slow speed, fast speed. Okay, the muscle that throws a punch, not reaches forward and tickles a baby on the nose. Fast twitch muscle fibers is the highest density cell in terms of mitochondria. The mitochondria is the little stoves that need to burn fuel when you call on them to move. The more intensity that you call on them with, the greater the quantity of sugar molecules that they're going to pull out of your blood and burn in these stoves. But each cell has been packed chock full to a lethal degree with glucose, with sugar. And it does not matter what type of sugar you're consuming. The polyol pathway is going to convert that apple or that glucose, it's going to convert it to fructose. And your liver has no choice but to store it as fat. So you're either going to get bigger or you're going to get sicker, depending on where that fat is stored. If the fat's stored on your liver, on your pancreas, in your abdomen, if it's stored in your arteries, these are all lethal storages. You're lucky if you're one of these people that gets really fat real easy, because that's actually protective. If you have lots of just blubber, then you have a certain type of adipose tissue that is protecting your organs. So it's unsightly and it's embarrassing. The world can see it, but you won't have a heart attack from it. You're lucky because God has given you time. to get this managed. He's giving you time to get it under control.
Listen, you are worth working on. God did not make you to be miserable and to suffer like this. I want to help you with this problem, and I know how. My phone can only process so much at a time, so let me get this one uploaded and I'll have more to say about it. You can change this problem with the right information.